A very warm welcome to all my dear students. In continuation of our previous two sessions, now we are moving to some more inputs regard to computerized accounting. In this session, we will be discussing some more topics regard to scope and importance of computerized accounting. Right? Say these topics will be useful for coming people, particularly BCom, BBA, and MCom students. It is automated accounting in some courses names. It is computerized accounting. It is computers applications in accounting. What it may be, whenever you face some computerized accounting term, this topic will be definitely useful to you. Okay. The next one, today's presentation is organized in two ways. First one, it covers importance of computerized accounting in terms of accounting as the language and accounting as the information provider. In the second phase, it will cover scope of computerized accounting. We will go one by one, right? First one, accounting, say as the language. We have been discussing that accounting is an activity concerned with recording, classifying, summarizing, and interpreting the results thereof. So four major activities will be covered. What its objective? To communicate the operational result of a business organization and to communicate or to depict the financial position or status of the organization. That's why accounting's ultimate objective is to communicate some information. So that's why accounting is often called as a language of business. You know better. Any function of any language should be functionally supports to serve as a means of communication. I mean to say, any language is supposed to work as a mean of communication. I mean, it is a media or it is a tool that is intended to provide communication, right? That's why, hence, the purpose of accounting is here also to communicate or report. I'm saying that to communicate or report the results of business operations and its various aspects. I'm saying that various aspects, right? Which aspects it is going to communicate, we will be discussing, right? So this is the basic concept of accounting as a language. Next one, why accounting as a language? Say in the previous sessions also we have coined this topic. Like the human being communicating ourselves and with our people surrounding others, around us. Every business organization is a legal entity and it is need to and meant for communicate some people. Like that, this is a regular concept or activity that every business organization needs to ask the below questions itself on every moment. Every business organization is supposed to ask the following question itself on every moment of its operation. First one, what it owns, means what is its ownership in the total business worth. And next one, second question is what it owes. What is the quotient of the owing means liabilities, means first question concerned with ownership and second question concerned with the liability. So what quotient of liabilities extending or prevailing in our asset base are the total worthiness of the business. So first one concerned with what are the asset base and second one what are the liability base. And third and important and regular question, what is the result of operations? Here operations may be trading, buying and selling, or maybe manufacturing, or maybe processing, or maybe servicing. So to what intent of that operation being taken place and what is its outcome or overall impact. So these three questions to be answered. I think you have got a basic idea of the answers of the following questions. For example, coming to the bottom, what is the result of operations? It will be conveyed in the form of net profit or net loss with the support of trading and profit and loss account. Whereas what it owes, if we look at the liability side of balance sheet, it will be covered this answer. And what it owns, if you look at the asset side of the balance sheet, it will be focused the first question. So, my dear students, I'm saying that these questions to be answered in a proper way, in a particular manner. That's why accounting is called as a language to serve the answers of the questions discussed above. Next one, second part, accounting as information provider. See, now we are living in the world of information, right? So what it says that information is the ready-made or available data that meant for taking decisions, or that is meant for using business operations, and that is meant for using in any kind of administration or decision process, right? So in order to take a better decision, we need certain polished data or processed data, that is called as information. Accounting provides such a fantastic information to the people who are intended to know, right? So people who are interested to know the well-being of an organization can be simply called as stakeholders. Right? So here I'm saying that stakeholders of accounting information, of course, stakeholders are interested in many ways and many matters and many circumstances. Whereas to the what extent they are interested in accounting information can be discussed as here. For example, owners. Owners are the key people who are intended to know the total or overall performance or overall status of the business organizations. They want to know assets, they want to know liabilities, they want to know supplier status, they want to know stock status, they want to know profit quotient, and they want to know loss extent. Next one, investors, the people who are making their hard earned money in the form of investment in our organizations, called as investors. They may be shareholders, they may be debentures holders, or they may be bond executors, or they may be mutual fund investors, who are they are called. So investors also want to know what is the status of the organization in which they could have put their investment, whether to continue that investment, or whether to make further investment, or whether to make new investment. They need some information. Accounting provides all these. Next one, management, the people who shoulder the responsibility of utilization of all physical, financial, and human resources of every business organizations towards achievement of its goals, called as management. In a small business organizations, in small type of concerns, there may be no difference between ownership and management. If you go for a company or corporate style, ownership and management is completely differentiated. That's why management are key people and responsible people and active people or operational people or executive people who want to know the status of the business organization. That's why management is one kind of important information seeking agency. And next one is statutory bodies. Who are these? Statutory bodies are those laid by the governments towards monitoring and towards development of such a business environment. For example, we have income tax department, we have GST department, we have pollution control board, we have some foreign exchange board, many kind of statutory organizations we have, right? So these are people who want to monitor and who wish to develop our business organization. Certainly they are also required information. Accounting provides information to such statutory bodies in a particular way. The next one, suppliers. Suppliers of raw material, maybe supplier of semi-finished goods, or supplier of finished goods are intended to know the whereabouts and whereabouts of any business organizations with they used to engage. Right? So accounting provides information to the suppliers. And workforce, this is the actual base for any kind of business organizations towards its movement and towards its progress and towards its high level of development. So workforce or employees also wish to know what is the status of its business organizations, particularly in terms of profit. What quotient of profits are being developed by the organizations to the what extent of such profit is being paid to them in the form of salaries, in the form of a bonus, or in the form of incentives. So workforce information will be answered by the accounting as a accounting information. Next one, customers. Customers are the key rectors of any business organizations, whether it is a service organization or whether it is a trading organization or product manufacturing organizations. They want to know the price levels. They want to know the rate of earnings by the organizations. Too much of profits gained by the organizations can be deployed. Can be deployed the customers' loyalty. That's why customers are also interested to know the whereabouts and well-beings of the business organization, whether they are customers using that company's goods and services or not. Everyone is interested. So accounting provides information to customers what they are required and what they are asking. Next one, society. Right? We are living in a paradigm of society. Society also watching each and everything like time. Right? So society needs some information. That information will be provided by the accounting. The next one, professional bodies. Say professional bodies are those who are established by either government or non-government towards making and towards development of principles theorems. Like we have ICAI, Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, and CMA, Cost and Management Accountants Association, many kinds. If you go through that, AAA, American Accounting Association, and AICPA and AMA. So these are some bodies. They are concerned with the development of new dimensions in the existing knowledge in terms of accounting or business knowledge or business management subjects. So they are also interested in seeking information from business organizations. Next one, last but not least, research scholars. If you students are wish to continue your education in after your post graduation, then you are called as research. Not only post graduation, at UG level and PG level also, you are supposed to go to carry out certain project works, certain field works, certain internships. In such cases, you are also supposed to need some information. Accounting provides all. For example, if you want to working capital practices, want to know the working capital practices of a particular selected organization, then you are supposed to seek balance sheet information and profit and loss account information also. Right? So dear students, these are some people, right from owners, investors, management, statutory bodies, suppliers, workforce, customers, society, professional bodies, and research organizations or research bodies seeking information. All these people's queries will be answered by the so-called great language of business called as accounting. Right? Next one, scope of computerized accounting. Right? Say, first part we have covered the importance of accounting. So we have discussed in terms of accounting, why important accounting is important as a language, why accounting is important as a information provider. Next one, scope of accounting. What it means, scope of computerized accounting. It covers that in what disciplines or in which areas accounting is being used nowadays, right? So the number of areas included by the computerized accounting is called as its scope or its area or its impact factor, right? So this session will cover regard to which area accounting information being covered. I mean accounting practices, particularly we are discussing regard to computerized accounting. So the power of computers with the accounting knowledge can be called as computerized accounting. That's why which or what areas computerized accounting nowadays being used will be covered in this coming discussion. First, if you will go through at a glance, accounting, computerized accounting can be seen nowadays in financial accounting, in cost accounting, in inventory management, in personnel management, in management accounting, in computerized accounting information system called as CAIS, CAIS, and next one it will be statutory compliances, and next one cloud accounting, right? So these are some areas in which computerized accounting nowadays being used. Okay, na? See, we will go one by one. First one, if we go that financial accounting area. Financial accounting, we can simply say that it is the first branch of the great accounting, right? So accounting field's first branch is called as financial accounting. It is purely concerned with to find out the actual profit or loss gained or occurred by a business organization, first objective. Second one, to depict the true and fair financial position. For two objectives, it is being developed. First objective is to find out the actual profit or loss. You students, you can know that by preparing trading and profit and loss account, it will be reach the first objective. Second one, to depict, to display or to disclose, to disclosure of true and fair position. True and fair position means in terms of assets and liabilities, where you can see that it will be located in balance sheet. So by preparing final accounts, the primary objectives of financial accounting can be met. This is we know very well. So after involvement of computers or technology in accounting field, it is widely spread into many areas, right? So these are some important aspects where the computerized accounting scope can be discussed, right? So traditional way, if we look at that, journalizing of transactions, ledger posting, ledger balancing, preparation of trial balance, preparation of final accounts, adjustment entries, and some financial reporting analysis. This was end with the so-called financial accounting. After merging of computers with this accounting branch, you can involve many areas, particularly financial accounting information. Right? So first one, you can see that multiple companies. See, company means is an entity. In case of manual accounting, you are supposed to implement accounting books, set of accounting books, each and every purpose unit. I mean, if you have 4 units of business, you are supposed to maintain 4 books of accounting. So what is the importance of the traditional financial accounting? You are as per the traditional financial accounting or manual accounting, you are supposed to maintain the books of accounts for each organization individually. You cannot consolidate them, you cannot merge them, or you cannot manipulate them. As the intervene of computerized accounting, you can maintain multiple companies in a single domain. What I mean to say that you can maintain, for example, we have some X company, Y company, and Z company. In this traditional system, you are supposed to maintain X books of account, Y books of account, and Z books of account separately. Here also, you are supposed to maintain separately. By merging them with the advent of computerized accounting into a X, Y, Z, right? So here you are not, I mean, no need to maintain separately XYZ book, right? For example, if you take Tata and some big shots where they have many more companies, 100 plus companies they are running, 100 plus types of businesses they are running. In such case, they need to maintain individually and they need to maintain collective, right? So multiple companies is the new area, new dimension of computerized accounting. By pressing a single button, you can merge or demerge many, I mean, n number of companies into together. Simply, you can see the consolidated result, consolidated profit and loss account, and consolidated balance sheet also. Second one, multiple currency. See, we are running businesses with global investment, right? Global investment involves many number of currencies. If you are doing business with the investment of our India, I mean our country called India, you need to maintain your accounts, books of accounts in Indian currency called as rupee. For example, if you are running business with people who came from the abroad, some of investors from America, some of investors from UK. In such case, you need to prepare accounting statements in Indian currency, that is rupees, in foreign currencies, that is American dollars and UK pounds also. For that, you need to maintain 3 or more kinds of set of books. But in case of computerized accounting, you need to maintain only one currency at the time of recording. By activating multiple currency in that accounting software, you will get reports n number of currencies. See, I'm saying that recording is very simple. Recording is very simple. You are supposed to record the transactions any one kind of currency, and it will be automatically converted into multiple currency. This is the new added thing in computerized accounting field, particularly financial accounting area. Next one, multiple financial years. See, as per accounting year concepts, you are supposed to maintain set of books over a period of 1 year. It may be starting from 1st April to 1st April of the current year to 31st March of the next year if you are following financial year system. It may be starting with 1st January and will be ending to 31st December if you are using a calendar year, like that. So once the year completed, you are supposed to close all set of books and you are supposed to prepare final accounts. Then by commencing the next financial year, you are supposed to make or prepare new set of books by simply carry forwarding only real and personal account balances. So in manual accounting, you are supposed to create only set of books or to the extent of a period called as 12 months or 1 year or somewhat to some more extension. You cannot maintain more than 1 year data in a single book. Computerized accounting providing solutions to add many more financial years together. Right? If you want to know 5 years profit and loss account consecutively, it will simply merge into a 5-year financial period. That's why you can extend your books of accounts to more than 1 year to n number of years. This is one of the beautiful advantage of computerized accounting in financial accounting area. The next one, multi-language. Say we are saying that we are doing business with global investment. Everyone want to know its investment status on their own language. In traditional system, if you are using English, you can get only the result of English. It cannot be converted into some more language, some I mean Hindi or some Telugu, Tamil, and what it may be. In case of a sophisticated computerized software, if you are using, you can generate reports in many more languages. Simply, you can record the data in one language that supports to you and your system, and you can automatically converted the data or reports into many more languages, right? So this is one more dimension in financial accounting area by the so-called computerized accounting. The next one, cost centers. Simply, cost centers is nothing but breaking of a cost or an expenses. You might have remembered that in profit and loss account, we are supposed to record salaries, simply 2 salaries, 1 lakh. I mean, 2 salaries, 1 lakh. What it means? It is an expense called as a salary and its amount is together of 1 lakh. Is there any information that if the salary incurred by the organization is 1 lakh, to which area, to which department, or to which person it was paid? No question. For example, we have many more departments like personal department, marketing department, finance department, and something. You have some research and development departments. Many. For example, we have 5 departments. Altogether, it was incurred 1 lakh salaries. There is no question of breakup or split of such information. But the invent of computerized accounting, you can record the salary each and single element wise and item wise or person wise. Simply, you can split. Altogether, you can know, and area wise or item wise or center wise also you can record. This is called as cost center. Simply, it is breaking up or split of the existing information into, right? You have some revenue centers also, right? For example, we have recorded as sales 10 lakhs. We have 5 areas of marketing aspects. Altogether, we got sales of 10 lakhs. From which area, which amount, it cannot be known in traditional accounting. Using revenue center breakup, you can break up or split up the total revenue. So this is wonderful, one more wonderful concept in the area of financial accounting by using of computerized accounting. Next one, instant banking reconciliation statement. See, we are running business with the help of banks. Online payments were taken place, third party payments also taken place. Many kind of payment options now we are enjoying. See, the primary difference to ourselves and the bankers is we are supposed to record the transaction as and when it happens. I'm saying again, we are supposed to record all transactions as and when they happen. But in case of banks, they are supposed to record as and when the transaction completes. See, I'm issuing a check today. I am supposed to, not suppose, I must record it in current date. But the check was deposited into the bank after 10 days. The bank is no bother to record the check on this date. It will record the check when it was presented and it was processed. So this is the primary difference between the discrepancies balances of both our cash book and passbook, particularly bank statement. So this is can be solved by preparing a banking reconciliation statement. It is a compulsive and time consuming and difficult task. Nowadays, computerized software providing online solutions, instant solutions by pressing or by mapping in a single button or single command or syntax, you will get to know what is the actual balance and what are the factors that are different to both cash book and passbook. So I mean to say that you can reconcile your bank statements with a movement of no time or with your fingertips. So this is an added advantage in the area of financial accounting area. The next one, multi-columnar reporting, right? You can see that, you can imagine that you have only one column on debit side and only one column on credit side in trading and profit and loss account and in balance sheet also. Do you remember that? So it includes one. For example, as per Companies Act, companies are supposed to prepare financial statements or final accounts quarter wise. First quarter, second quarter, third quarter. After completion of second quarter, you are supposed to prepare second quarter including first quarter data. At the end of financial year, you are supposed to maintain 4 columns. Only 4 columns. I want to know month-wise profit. I want to know day-wise sales revenue. In such case, you are not supposed to add any columns in manual accounting. By using computerized accounting, you can split your total company's data into many more columns. Say your column doesn't mean for only time. You can add more than one company also. We have some A company and company A and company B. You can add the company A and company B's profit and loss account data together. This is also multi-columnar. So multi-columnar means it columnized with the help of time or with the help of area or geographical or some. So which kind of, any kind of segmentation can be done by using multi-columnar reporting. Simply you can get this report in a simple and simplest way. A single button press, you can get it. So this is also one added feather in the crown of financial accounting area. And next one, payroll management. See, payroll management means recording of working hours, recording of people, recording of total work done or actually work happened, and making payment statements, somewhat called as payroll management. In case of manual accounting, we are supposed to record the workers individually, ledger wise or unit based. By simply using, activating payroll management in a comprehensive software, accounting software, you can get payroll management also. Many kind of payroll statements you can generate by simply. It will be integrated with your production and it will be integrated with your personal department also. This is also one added thing in the area of financial accounting area. So dear students, This is regard to the scope of computerized accounting, particularly financial accounting area. Multi companies books can be maintained simply. Multiple currency can be generated. I mean, multiple currency statements or reports can be generated easily. Multiple financial years data can be clubbed together or split together or merged together, and multi-language reports can be simply get. And cost centers, you can split up your expenditure or expenses or costs or your incomes or revenues also in a sophisticated and standard way. And next one, simple and sweetest banking reconciliation statement can be done easily. And next one, you can report multi-columnar data in terms of time, in terms of companies, and in terms of a particular segment part. And payroll management also can be done in the computerized accounting. Okay, so I am ending this discussion for this extent. In the next session, we will discuss the scope of computerized accounting in cost accounting and management accounting as we discussed today. Okay, right? Thank you and have a nice time.